Oh, Hare Krishna devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All goes Sri Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. I didn't realize I was in mute. Yeah, Swami Gop Mataji, whenever you're ready, you can start, Mataji.
Sure. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudirayet Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevayat Bhagavate Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtike कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः नमो पङ्कजनाभाय नमो पङ्कजमालिने नमो पङ्कजनेत्राय नमस्ते पङ्कजाङ्घ्रि Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 9, verses 45 to 55. Appearance of the demon Vritrasura. Text 45. O Lord, O Supreme Pure, you live within the core of everyone's heart and observe all the desires and activities of the conditioned soul. O Supreme Personality of Godhead, known as Lord Krishna, your reputation is bright and illuminating. You have no beginning, for you are the beginning of everything. This is understood by the pure devotees because you are easily accessible to the pure and truthful. When the conditioned souls are liberated and sheltered at your lotus feet, after roving throughout the material world of men for many millions of years, they attain the highest success of life. Therefore, O Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, we offer our respectful obeisances at your lotus feet. Text 46. Sri Sukadeva Goswami continued, O King Parikshit, when the demigods offered the Lord their sincere prayers in this way, the Lord listened by his causeless mercy. Being pleased, he then replied to the demigods. Text 47. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, O beloved demigods, you have offered your prayers to me with great knowledge, and I am certainly most pleased with you. A person is liberated by such knowledge, and thus he remembers he remembers my exalted position, which is above the conditions of material life. Such a devotee is fully purified by offering prayers in full knowledge. This is a source of devotional service to me. Text 48. O best of the intelligent demigods, although it is true that nothing is difficult for one to obtain when I am pleased with him, a pure devotee whose mind is exclusively fixed upon me does not ask me for anything but the opportunity to engage in devotional service. Text 49. Those who think material assets to be everything or to be the ultimate goal of life are called misers, kripanas. They do not know the ultimate necessity of the soul. Moreover, if one awards that which is desired by such a fool, he must also be considered foolish. Text 50. A pure devotee who is fully accomplished in the science of devotional service will never instruct a foolish person to engage in fruitive activities for material enjoyment, not to speak of helping him in such an activities. Such a devotee is like an experienced physician who never engages a patient to eat food injurious to his health, even if the patient desires it. Text 51. O Maghavan, Indra, all good fortune unto you. I advise you to approach the exalted saint, the Dhyanaka, the Dichi, who has become very accomplished in knowledge, vows, and austerities, and his body is very strong. Go ask him for his body without delay. Text 52. That saintly the Dhyanacha, who is also known as the Dichi, personally assimilated the spiritual science and then delivered it to the Ashwini Kumaras. That is, it is said that uh, the Dhyanaka gave them mantras through the head of the horse. Therefore, the mantras are called Asvaisara. After obtaining the mantras of spiritual science from Dadichi, the Aswani Kumaras became Jivan Mukta, liberated even in this life. Text 53. The Dhyanaka, invincible protective covering known as Narayana Kavacha, was given to Twasta, who delivered it to his son Viswarupa, from whom you have received it. Because of this Narayana Kavacha, Dadichi's body is now very strong. You should therefore beg him for his body. When the Aswini Kumaras begged the Dhanaka body on your behalf, he will surely give it because of affection. Do not doubt this. From the Dhanaka is very experienced in religious understanding. When the Dhanaka award you his body, Viswakarma will prepare a thunderbolt from his bones. Then this thunderbolts will certainly kill Vritsrasura because it will be invested with my power. Text 55. When Vritrasura excuse me, when Vritrasura is killed because of my spiritual strength, you will regain your strength, weapons, and wealth. Thus, they are all good fortunes for all of you. Although Vritrasura can destroy all the three worlds, do not fear that he will harm you. He is also a devotee and will never be envious to you. Thus ends the Bhakti Vedanta purport of Srimad Bhagavatam entitled Appearance of the Demon Vritrasura. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, thank you so much, Swami Mataji. Hare Krishna. So, I'll offer briefly the prayers. Om Ajnanat Mirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmritam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashat Desatarani Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavunda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So it's a wonderful section of Srimad Bhagavatam. Today the main theme of the section today we'll discuss is the prayer. So the brief context, not too much detail, very brief context. We're in the section of Srimad Bhagavatam where we are hearing the prayers of demigods for the Supreme Lord. And then we heard a lot of wonderful prayers describing the transcendental nature of the Supreme Lord. And then Supreme Lord appeared, Supreme Lord starts to speak in the today's section of the verses. Yeah, that's where we are in overall Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is a whole pastime is several chapters long, talking about Vritrasara, who is a demon. So we heard how Indra made a mistake in killing his spiritual master, and then his father created a demon called Vritrasura, and then he was so dangerous. He was so demigods could not figure out how to even attack him. All that in that condition of feeling that they are helpless, they cannot do anything to protect themselves from Vritrasura. In that feelings, demigods offered beautiful prayers. And the last verse we discussed yesterday was about how they're directly expressing, please take care of Vritrasura, like that, they're directly expressing Supreme Lord, like that. So we'll start from there. Let me, what happened? Yeah, sorry, I kept my book inside the bag. 1 minute, I'll put. Okay, so we're in the 44th verse. We heard how demigods directly asking, please annihilate this dangerous demon Vritrasura, like that. In fact, Vishwanath Chakravarti commentary describes, so demigods were thinking, it seems, because until now they're offering pure devotional prayers. Krishna is transcendental, who takes care, shelter of you, lotus feet, you protect them, like that they are offering. Now they thought Okay. Sometimes Supreme Lord, when we offer prayers at the pure devotion levels, He will give us pure devotion service. Then we'll be filled up with prema, Krishna prema. We'll be crying somewhere in the earthly planet, and then we'll be with love like that. But they did not want that, unfortunately. They want, okay. But then, if you are staying at planet like that, demons will go to Swargaloka and they will rule the planet. They will be enjoying there like that. So instead, so let us not miss the opportunity. Let us ask him directly. Please kill Vritrasura so that we can enjoy the heavenly planet. So that is the thought process which Vishwanath Chakravarti describes around this that Burjan Prabhu writes in his study guide. So that's why they're asking directly, kill Vritrasura like that. Even though preceding prayers were very transcendental in nature. So going to 45th verse today. So here, the important point Sri Prabhupada highlights in this verse and purport is they directly address Krishna, not even Vishnu in this prayer. Krishnaya, like that they say in this verse. So that's what Prabhupada is catching in the purport to help us explain how Krishna is the origin of all the incarnations and Krishna is the origin of everything. He is the beginning of everything, like that. So in one sense, Krishna and Vishnu have the same supreme power. But still, one is the source, another is coming from that source. Like Krishna is the source, original source, and Vishnu is coming from him. Like that. That is the point Prabhupada focuses on the purport, one of the main theme. And the theme Prabhupada focuses on the purport is that who is a Akinchana devotee? This word is used in Queen Kunti prayers also. So he's describing how a devotee who sacrifices everything for service of Krishna and who feels that my source of relief, only person who can give me relief is Krishna. Such a devotee is Akinchana. That means they're not thinking, if I make sure of this arrangement, if I make this arrangement, that will protect me. They think only Krishna will protect me. Even though I'm making all these arrangements for myself, ultimately only with Krishna's sanction, these things will help me. He is perfectly situated in sole dependence on Krishna. That is also called as Krishna Eka Sharanam. This is one of the 26 qualities of a devotee, which is a primary quality of a devotee. When we develop this quality of devotee to take Krishna Eka Sharanam, take shelter of Krishna alone, then all the other qualities will naturally come up with the mercy of Krishna, like that. So that also Prabhupada is talking about Akinchana in the purport referring to Kinkmati prayers. So moving on, text 46, he says, okay, now Sukadeva Goswami is transitioning from demigods praying so far to Supreme Lord responding. He's saying, when demigods offer their sincere prayers like this, the Lord listened by his causeless mercy. Lord doesn't have to listen, but Lord is listening by his causeless mercy. And then Supreme Lord was also pleased. Being pleased, he then replied to demigods. What is that he pleased with? We'll hear from Krishna directly, Supreme Lord directly in this next verses. He's saying in 47th verse, Supreme Lord is speaking now from now onwards. So it's important to hear when Supreme Lord speaks. So when we know, then we know what exactly Supreme Lord wants from us, like that. And what is he pleased with? He's saying, oh beloved demigods, you offered your praise to me with great knowledge, and I'm certainly most pleased with you. So, and he's saying a person is liberated by such knowledge, and thus he remembers my exalted position. Such a devotee is fully purified by offering prayers in full knowledge. And this is the source of devotion service to me. So if you notice, first of all, he's saying, I'm very, very pleased with the prayers. Why? Because those prayers are offered with great knowledge. What kind of knowledge? Knowledge of supremacy of Supreme Lord, knowledge of transcendental nature of Supreme Lord. And that is why I'm pleased with you. Not because you just ask for something to get from me. Not only that, you offered with great knowledge of supremacy of Supreme Lord, transcendental nature of Supreme Lord, and what is the glories of devotion service you offered, like that. And such prayers will purify people. Such prayers will give devotion service, like that is describing. Remember Prahlad Maharaj in 7th Canto, we'll find out There are 9 processes of devotion service. Sravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam. So Vandanam is one of the 9 processes of devotion service. So Vandanam is offering prayers. So that just by offering prayers, we'll get perfection in devotion service also. Like that, Supreme Lord directly is telling us. So basic point here is Prabhupada is writing two main themes in the purport. One is referring to Krishna as Uttama Sloka. So what does Uttama Sloka means? The Supreme Lord who is glorified with selected, choicest prayers, best prayers in the world, like that. That is one thing he is explaining in the purport. Then another thing Prabhupada is offering in the purport is about how devotees, including practicing devotees, how we pray to a person in a personal way to Supreme Lord. That is the other aspect is describing in the purport for us. Then he says, if you continue to offer such personal prayers to Supreme Lord, then he is eligible to become a pure devotee and return home back to Godhead. That's how Prabhupada concludes the purport. So, what we're learning from this verse and purport is that we offer prayers, uh, understanding the transcendental nature of the Supreme Lord, and with understanding Supreme Lord is a person, not just mechanically, not like a vending machine, my Guru Maharaj calls it. Basically, some devotees think like we offer hundi is like a slot machine, like vending machine. When we go to vending machine where we can buy snacks or soda like that, right? We put a coin in the slot, and then we get something what we want. So we go before Krishna. Hundi machine is not like a slot where we put some money and ask him, give me this, like that. So that's not the intent. Intent is we offer prayers to offer wanting to give ourselves to Krishna with the mood of giving, not with the mood of taking. We know when somebody is a person, love is built on give and take, not just giving, not just taking. So both are not good. Some may think only giving is good, like that. But even if you don't take, then we're not accepting the love of the other person also. So it's important to accept the gifts from others also. That's one. And that is important for us to also be in the mood of giving always, like that. Same thing with Supreme Lord also. I was remembering Dharma. This is a small book that Prabhupada writes. It's called Dharma title. Dharma. It has a subtitle also. I forgot the subtitle. Dharma. In that book, it's basically elaboration of the classes Prabhupada gave. Sri Prabhupada gave on the first canto, second chapter, beautiful verses. So he writes in that when devotees are coming to temple, we are giving opportunity for them to exchange in love with Krishna. How? They'll give some gift to Krishna when they come. That's how they're exchanging love with Krishna. And then temple devotees give us some prasadam. So that's how they're reciprocating with us, like that. So that's a loving exchange. So that's how I was remembering all this because this verse is focusing on Krishna as a person. Yeah. When there's a person, we can exchange love with them. Otherwise, we cannot exchange love. So now going to 40th verse. So Krishna is Supreme Lord is describing, oh best of the intelligent demigods, when I'm pleased with somebody, then they can get anything from me. So there's nothing difficult for them to get. That is true. But a pure devotee who's exclusively fixed on me, he does not ask me for anything, but he only asks me for an opportunity to engage in service, devotion service, engage in bhakti to me. Who is telling this? Supreme Lord is telling. So when we hear these verses, we need to understand what is the higher standard. I may not be there right now, but that's okay. But I need to know what is the goal. Then I can strive towards that goal, inch by inch, increment, step by step, like that I can go. So this is one realization I have over time. I used to be bothered by such certain statements in scriptures that are referring to what pure devotees do. Why I was bothered? Because I was thinking I need to do that right now today. Then but I was not able to do. Then I used to think I'm useless. So that's why we need to understand that's the goal. I want to get there someday, either tomorrow, next month, next year, next decade, we don't know. But I want to get there. I need to accept that standard without being envious of that role, envious of that standard, because without being envious of pure devotees. So first I'll accept the standard. I want to get there someday, not necessarily today, right now. So we need to accept that first. And then we need to figure out how to make steps to go towards that. Yeah. Then we'll take instructions healthily. What are instructions we get from scriptures and Guru also. So basically, purport Prabhupada elaborates on this point. Basically, Krishna is saying that he wanted demigods to pray for unalloyed bhakti, not to kill with Trasura, make sure my health is okay, make sure my job is okay, make sure I made good money, make sure my children are having good health. That's not the best level of prayers for pure devotees. That's not what Krishna is expecting. He is expecting we ask for pure devotion service, which is the ultimate goal we all need to aim for. Our ultimate goal is to get to Krishna Prema, Vraja Prema. So we're in loving devotion service with Krishna. So we should not lose focus of that ultimate goal in when we get difficulties or some intermediate goals that we have. Yeah, that's what Prabhupada is emphasizing. And Prabhupada is saying the last sentence, indirectly, the Lord regretted that the demigods did not ask for pure devotion service. So this is like there are several stories to illustrate this point. Sometimes devotees narrate a story of a old lady was carrying a bundle of sticks from in the forest. She cuts the tree branches and she carries on her head so that she can sell and maintain herself with the sticks, with that wood. So one time that whole bundle fell down. Then she was praying, "Oh God, if you're there, please help me," like that. Then God comes before her. What does she ask? "Oh God, I'm so grateful that you came. Please keep the bundle of sticks on my head again so that I can take and sell and get money," like that. See, what is she doing? God could give her whatever she needs by doing this service. Ultimately, even from material perspective, God can give her a big bungalow and lot of money. From spiritual perspective, God can give her pure devotion service, so that way she can always be happy in serving Lord always. But she chose to ask a small petty thing. God can give that also. So that is the point that is being highlighted by Prabhupada, and Supreme Lord himself is regretting. So we hear in past time of Bali Maharaj also. When Vamanadeva asked him 3 steps of land, Bali Maharaj asked, "I am a emperor. I can give you a lot of things. Why are you being so foolish? So asking only 3 steps of land," like that he says. Similarly, Supreme Lord is thinking, "I can give you pure devotion service. Once you have pure devotion service, you are happy ultimately, eternally. Then why are you asking for cheap things?" Like that is thinking. So that's a lesson also for us. We need to uh, grow maturely in Krishna consciousness to make us as our primary goal to be in pure devotion service to Krishna, to develop Krishna prema for Krishna. So we can serve with another devotion service. That should be our primary goal. So we need to mature towards that slowly, gradually. Going to 49th verse, Supreme Lord is still speaking. He's saying, those who think material assets to be everything or to be the ultimate goal of life are called kripana, misers. So they do not know the ultimate necessity of the soul. What is really required for soul, they don't know. So that is one. So first aspect is saying is people are kripana. If they're thinking I get money, my life is set. If my family is doing well, my life is set. If my health is good and I have enough bank balance, my life is set. If somebody is thinking material assets is the ultimate goal of life, they're like misers. Krishna is saying, number one. Number two, even if somebody is thinking like that and comes to me and asks me, "Give me money, give me this material desire, fulfill this material desire, this material desire," if I give that, if a person gives that to them, then that person giving is also a fool, Krishna is describing. So if one awards that which is desired by such fools, he must also be considered foolish. So all this section, Supreme Lord is asking, telling us, desire the highest thing, pray for highest thing. That way, you don't need to go for a petty desires and small scale things that will live for only short time. That's what is being described here. So opposite of Krupana, Prabhupada discussed in the purport, is a Brahmana who knows Brahman, who knows absolute truth, who knows the value of life, who is beyond the bodily concept of life, who is aiming for pure devotional service like that. That's the description Prabhupada gives. And the other Prabhupada elaboration of the purport, uh, Krishna may choose not to fulfill material desires also sometimes when we go to him. Why? For our own eternal benefit also. That's what Prabhupada is writing in the purport. Then sometimes he may give me intelligence when somebody comes to him with material desires, so that they'll forget the material desires and instead they'll become attached to Krishna and pure devotion service. That's the beauty of Krishna like a father. For example, if a child goes to parent and asks something that is harmful for them, parent doesn't give to them. Instead, parents will give something very useful for them. For example, child is asking something to be obtained from outside, which is not so healthy, food, for example. Mother and father will make that for the child at home and make it even more delicious than outside. So then they will love it like that. Like that, Krishna also is giving a higher thing for us. And Prabhupada refers to Vishwanath Chakra Thakur in the purport, toward the end of the purport, that if a child asks mother for poison, mother will be intelligent. Mother doesn't give him poison, even though child is requesting it. Similarly, Krishna also is like a loving mother. He does what is beneficial for us, not necessarily what we are asking. Of course, there's a subtle science to it. We'll discuss a little bit more about the prayer. But the main theme of this section is, don't think in terms of bodily concept of life, and don't think material desires fulfillment is the ultimate goal of life. Go grow higher in consciousness that asks for pure devotion service from the Supreme Lord. That's the main theme coming out of this section. We'll talk more about prayers also after we cover the verses for today. And then next verse, 50th verse, what a pure devotee does is describing. So pure devotee will never instruct a foolish person to engage in fruitive activities for material enjoyment and uh, forget about even helping him in material fruitive activities. Pure devotee will not instruct him like that. So he's an expert physician. How analogy is being given is, let us say somebody loves eating sweets, but when they are with a particular illness, doctor will not say, "Oh, I love you so much. You love sweets, so you should eat more sweets. It's okay. Your disease will keep on growing. You will die soon. It's okay. Eat more sweets." Doctor doesn't say like that. Doctor will say, "No, no. For maintaining your good health, you should not eat sweet like that." Like that, Prabhupada gives an example of a young boy. I think Burjan Prabhu refers in the study guide. He says, let us say there are two brothers, one in one family. Uh, Elder brother is sick with cholera, typhoid, something like that, some disease. And in that disease, one of the main restriction, we know many times doctors give medicine for curing the disease and also prescribe a diet for the disease. For this typhoid, the diet is patient should not eat any fried foods, it seems. So now that is why mom did not give fried food to the elder son who is sick right now with typhoid. But the elder son asked his younger brother, "Oh, I really want to eat that paratha. I really want to eat that fried food. Can you please get me? You're so nice. My mom is not giving me anything, but I really want to eat." The younger brother doesn't know. He's thinking he's doing nice service to elder brother. Okay, let me give the fried food to young elder brother. He gave the fried food to elder brother. What will happen? Disease will progress further. It's not good for him. So sometimes we may be thinking that we are doing best benefit for us, but we may be doing a disservice to others also. So mother comes and chastises both the elder brother and younger brother because it's damaging their disease only. For their benefit only, mother is restraining him from eating fried foods like that. This example, one aspect we talked about is how sometimes Supreme Lord may not give us what we want because it's not good for us. That is one way to understand the lesson from this example or analogy. Another lesson from this analogy also Bhujan Prabhu highlights is sometimes we may go to, instead of Supreme Lord, to go to here, go to there, go to there. They may not know what is best for us. So they may not be the good person who can help us fully. So we'd be careful whom we choose to go for help also. Go for a Supreme Lord for everything instead of going to a demigod for anything we need. That is another lesson. And then similarly, when we go for a guidance, we go to a mature devotee who already knows our situation, who already can help us, instead of going to somebody who doesn't know the value of life, who doesn't know the value of devotion service like that. That's another lesson we can learn from this section. So let me go to the next verse, 51st verse. So now here it is transitioning. So Supreme Lord spoke. What did he speak first? He said, he gave them philosophical explanation that first of all, I loved your prayers. Thank you so much. But the last of the prayers, you said, I want to kill Vritrasura. My pure devotees, they prefer the best thing to engage in devotion service like that. Uh, but you didn't ask for the best thing like that, he explained. Number one, first, that means ask for the best thing, which is pure devotion service, ultimate goal of life. Now he's transitioning to, remember they asked request, we want to kill Vritrasura. So now he's answering, how can you kill Vritrasura? What can you do for that? Now he's giving that second portion of the response back to the demigods. He's saying, go to an exalted saint. His name is Dadyancha. Is also commonly referred as Dadichi. Go to a Brahmana. His name is Dadichi. He is very accomplished because of his great knowledge, and he's done so many wars, so many austerities. That's why his body is very strong. Uh, Go ask for his body without delay. Asking for a body means what? Asking him, can you please die? I want your body. That's what Supreme Lord is asking them to do. So, interestingly, Prabhupada writes in the purport, pure devotee doesn't ask for a comfort of the body. Pure devotee is happy to serve others, serve Krishna by giving up their life also like that. So that is the greatness of pure devotees like that Prabhupada is offering in the purport for us. So now there is some background that Supreme Lord is telling about Dadichi. What is he telling? He's saying this Dadichi personally assimilated spiritual science and he gave that knowledge to Ashwini Kumaras. Ashwini Kumaras are royal physicians in the heavenly planets. So this Dadichi gave mantras through with the horse head, mouth of the horse, head of the horse, like that. That's why that mantras are called Aswasira. Uh, After obtaining that mantras from this Dadichi, Ashwini Kumaras became liberated like that. And Prabhupada narrates the brief story of the pastime of Dadichi. Apparently, Dadichi is so learned that Ashwini Kumaras came to him and said, can you please teach us the transcendental mantras like Narsimha Kavacha, for example, like that? Then he said, sure, I can teach you, but right now I'm busy. Come back after some time, like that, he told. That means he gave the word. Then right after that, Indra comes. Indra says, Dadichi, I'm warning you. Don't give this knowledge to Ashwini Kumaras. They're just physicians. If you're going to give them, I'm going to cut off your head like that. Indra warns him. Then, now, after some time, the Ashwini Kumaras come again. You told us you're going to give us knowledge. Please give us now. Then now Dadichi is in bind. What to do? I gave him my word, so I need to give him. But then Indra told he'll cut off my head. So he explained that to Ashwini Kumaras. Ashwini Kumaras are great physicians, royal physicians. So they said, oh, Indra said you'll cut off your head. Don't worry. Let us cut off your head now, but we'll put horse head right now. Then with the horse head, you speak the mantras for us. Then after you speak, Indra will come and cut off your head, horse head. Then we'll put back the original head on you, like plastic surgery, and then you'll be great again. So like that, Dadiji gave them the mantras, and Indra cut off her horse head, and they put the original head, and he is back to his original position, the way he was like that. That's the pastime uh, Prabhupada is describing in the purport for us. Now going to 53 verse, Krishna Supreme Lord is saying, Dadichi gave the Narayana Kavacha to Twasta. So that means the Narayana Kavacha that Indra got originally, he came from Dadichi only. Dadichi gave to Twasta, Twasta gave to Vishwarupa, his son, like that. Because this Narayana Kavacha, Dadichi's body is very strong. That's why you should beg him for the body. Why? What will happen? Because when Dadichi gives up the body, then using the bones of Dadichi's body, which are so powerful because of the austerities he has done, Vishwakarma, that architect of the demigods, he can make a Vajra, the thunderbolt weapon. And using the thunderbolt weapon, you can destroy Vritrasura. And then he also assures them, don't worry. They may say, oh, we are scared to go before Vritrasura. Why don't you kill him again? So they are saying, don't worry. Vritrasura is not envious of the demigods. So he will not harm you. Once he sees this demigod, this weapon, he will actually die with this weapon, like that, assuring him. We know the background is Vritrasura was also devotee Chitraketu in the past life. That we'll hear more in the coming up chapters. So Vritrasura doesn't cause any harm to demigods, doesn't want to cause any harm to demigods. That is the essence of the pastime. So we heard today Supreme Lord personally instructing us that don't go for cheap material desire fulfillment with prayers. Go for the highest thing. Ask for pure devotion service, like that in first section. And the second section we heard about how Supreme Lord gave the solution to go towards Dadichi, who doesn't even hesitate to in the service of Supreme Lord to give up his whole body, like that. That's the second portion we heard. So now I'll mention a couple of minutes a little bit about prayer. Now we talked about the highest thing about prayer, that pray for the highest thing, pure devotion service. But I'm not a pure devotee, but pure devotee will pray for that only. He doesn't care about children. He doesn't care about their own health. He doesn't care about job. But I care about job right now. I care about my health right now. I care about my wife and children's health also. I care about their well-being also. Then how can he act as a pure devotee but still be satisfied right now? There's a solution for it. Solution is I need to aim towards going to the pure devotion service, meaning that is the ultimate goal. While I'm going there, I need to recognize I'm not a pure devotee. I have some mixture currently. Something for me, something for Krishna. Something for Krishna, something for me. That is the mixture I have right now. With that understanding, honestly, then we pray to Krishna. Krishna, I'm so troubled. I'm worried about my job. I don't know if my boss will take away my job or not. I'm so worried. I know I should not be worried about these things because you are the protector. Ultimately, you are taking care of me. You will do the right thing for me. Even if jobs goes away, you will make sure I'll get some other job that is suitable for me. I know all this theory, but still I'm not able to handle it in my mind. I'm always worried about it. If you so desire, please help me. So that way, my job will be intact. But my ultimate goal is to be engaged in pure devotion service to me. So ensure that that is not hampered. So please help me, if you so desire, with my job being nice also. But I want to be engaged in your pure devotion service also. Like that, we can pray also initially. Because the drawback of not doing this, Chaitanya Charan Prabhu describes nicely, is that my mind, I'm supposed to always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. That's the ultimate instruction we get. But if I'm thinking about job, what will happen? Will my job go away? My boss will take me out. If I'm thinking about that, I'm not thinking about Krishna at that time. But instead, If I add Krishna to my worry, that Krishna will take care of this, then I'm including Krishna in my mind also. That's how Chaitanya Charan Prabhu describes it. It's not the best way, but it's the starting way, the current position right now. So that way, but slowly we need to cultivate as we grow in Krishna consciousness, cultivate that Krishna is my best well-wisher. Krishna will do the best for me. I may not know why the job went away, even though I'm chanting my 16 rounds. But Krishna knows, has a plan for me. He will take care of me in some other way. We need to have this confidence in Krishna. That we need to cultivate slowly. How do we cultivate that confidence? When we see what is happening in our life as of now already, what has already happened. When we contemplate how that is Krishna's mercy in good things that happen to us, in bad things happen to us, apparent bad things that happen to us, how Krishna's merciful through that, how I progress in devotion service, even through the suffering that I went through. When I see that in my own life, then I get a realization that Krishna is doing something good out of it. I don't know what is it, but Krishna will take care. That faith will become strengthened for us. Then slowly we'll go to asking only pure devotion service. We'll instead say, please give me spiritual strength so I can deal with this anxiety of job. But I want to do your devotion service nicely. Let me do your devotion service nicely, even though I have this anxiety for a job. That's how we'll pray slowly. Yeah. But wherever we are, we pray honestly because Krishna is a person. He knows our heart. What are we saying? He knows our heart internally also. That's the one thing I wanted to convey. So then we can pray accordingly based on where we are. We'll pause here.
Hari,
Srimad Bhagavatam. Hare Krishna Mataji.
I have a question, Prabhuji.
Go ahead, Mataji. Yes.
In this verses that say, Krishna says we are not supposed to ask anything, only for the devotion, right, Prabhuji?
He's saying pure devotees don't ask anything other than pure devotion. That's what he's saying. He's not saying you're not supposed to ask anything.
Yeah, pure devotees don't ask anything.
I'm not pure devotee currently. Go ahead, yeah.
Yeah, so can we ask if, like personal also, can we ask that?
That's what I was explaining. So I'll summarize it briefly. We can ask with the understanding that I'm not asking the best thing, number one. Number two, with the understanding that if I don't get this also, Krishna might have a better plan for me. With that understanding, we can ask. For example, I ask for a job, but maybe job goes away. I get a higher paying job in next place. I was thinking this is the highest paid job I can get. But Krishna has a plan for me getting a highest paid job. Or Krishna has a plan for me where I can work happily for shorter time and I can enjoy devotion service more that time like that. So like that, with the understanding, Krishna knows better than me. With that understanding, we ask him. That's why we say, if you so desire, please fulfill. Like that. Because Krishna has the bigger picture of life. I don't know. Make sense?
Yes.
And slowly we grow to the stage where we are asking only pure devotion service.
Thanks, Prabhuji.
Welcome, Ati. Okay. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Sri Prabhupada ki jai. Vanchakalpatarabhyasya kupasindubhya evacha. Patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Thank you, devotees.